Quandongs are actually part of the santalum family, so they're actually a part of the sandalwood family, which is actually pretty interesting considering how remote I guess we are as a country, but also I guess how much sandalwood is actually grown around the world, yet no one really knows much about the Quandong. We've waited about 5 years actually to play around with Quandongs, and it's not for lack of not knowing about them. In fact, it's probably part and parcel of the reason. Quandong, for anyone that's even remotely initiated in native ingredients, have probably heard of Quandong before. And when it comes to the things that are relatively known, or ingredients that are relatively known in the native ingredients industry in Australia, we're very wary about being able to offer something that's truly unique. And particularly with something as revered as the Quandong, or quite well known as the Quandong, it does somewhat, I guess, limit your creative abilities to be able to showcase, what is inherently Australia's native peach.
Quandongs are a really interesting sort of flavour because they are so jammy, but also almost like a marmalade in itself. Like, they're nice and bitter, they've got some sweetness to them, and it doesn't really taste like anything else I can describe aside from if you were to have a jam and not put heaps of sugar in it, really. It's about, where I'd say Quandong sits. I think it's also quite interesting because I know that there is nothing else that tastes very similar. And that kind of speaks to what a lot of the Australian botanicals that we have are. They're all very different and unique, especially to, this country and this climate. Quandong itself doesn't distill very well, so we had to find out a way to incorporate it within the gin while staying true to Applewood itself as a brand, the type of gin that I personally like making, and then also the botanical itself. So we ended up using Quandong in a post-maceration of a gin that we distilled, and then adding a little bit of sweetness and sugar in it to help get some of those plum flavors to sing through and get a true, yummy Quandong gin. It's not very sweet, but it is sweet. It's different to most of the other gins that we have made because I don't think, especially within our limited range, I don't think we've kind of played around with styles of gin too much. We've more looked at how we're combining different flavors. It's very exciting. I personally am quite proud of this one. It's very yummy. And it's something that I'd probably sip on by itself, but I drink gin daily, so not for everyone.
It's rare at Applewood when we see a gin that isn't completely clear. I guess we have an idea of Australian dry gin being a crystalline, bright, refreshing style of gin that generally doesn't have sugar or post-macerated ingredients. So when we got an Old Tom or slow style influenced gin come through the bar with Quandong, I was immediately put into a bit of a creative framework, which when you get a gin that has native peaches in it or Quandongs in them, you want to start going down that more tropical path when you have those native peach flavors come through. But overall, the gin that was put in front of me was sublime. Really, really quite impressed with a gin that we don't really produce too many of out of Applewood. Immediately, when you start thinking about tropical flavors in any kind of cocktail, you immediately go to tiki. And gin tiki cocktails are pretty small of a subgenre of a genre of drinks. So the idea was to go, what are the gin tiki cocktails? We've got gin fizzes, and like the rumless gin fizz could almost be in that sphere. But one that we've started using a lot in the Applewood bar is a satin, which is gin, passion fruit. We've got some orgeat and falernum. It's a really simple cocktail, but it's a really well balanced. Showcases the gin and really just does the exact job of being a great refreshing tiki cocktail, but also celebrates the greatness of Quandong gin.